Are on Lexi Thompson, who will be teeing off at 12:03 today with her partner, Megan Kang, both United States players. So this is going to be a fascinating day and a fascinating weekend here at the Dow Championship. Something that I've been looking forward to for a long time, and I think everybody on behalf of the Great Lakes Bay region is something that they look forward to every single year as well. Again, DowChampionship.com to get tickets. Veterans, active duty, military members get in for free, along with kids ages 17 and under. You may as well stop by and come check out this event because it's a big-time feel, right? Midland, somewhat of a small town, a town I very much enjoy, but at the end of the day, this event makes you feel like you're not even in Midland when you step forward on the course. You feel like you're, I don't even know where, Kyle. I don't know where you feel like you are, but it doesn't feel like you're in Midland for the time that you do spend here. There's a very big-time feel to it. I joked around that there was a Disney World feel when you get on the buses from Midland High and they bring you over to the thing. They got the video playing. You get the mascot talking to you. Maybe not quite Disney World, but there is some sort of sense of once you get dropped off here by the buses, by the charter buses, you kind of escape for a little bit and enter a different world.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Huge agreed with you on that, right? I mean, he felt the same way about this Disney aspect of it all. I haven't been to Disney World since I was probably 8, so I don't necessarily remember the vibe that I got there. But
not as magical as the Dow Championship.
I would totally agree. A couple great guests coming on, so a big thank you to them for hopping on and just talking about how cool this event is for not just the people that come and show up, but getting the players' perspective of it all, getting the behind-the-scenes look of it all. It's really cool to learn about everything that goes into this event.
989-837-6125. Hey, we've still got another hour to get to. Jack Flaherty, not miserable last night, but still not great. Go through some concerns there along with the Tigers offense completely disappearing. I want to go over the 3 new arms that they featured in the bullpen as well, because they have all but waved the white flag on the likes of Herter, Hannafy, and Holton. Right? We've been complaining about these guys for weeks, and the Detroit Tigers yesterday basically said, you know what, we hear you. We don't trust these guys either. Here's 3 new faces. Let's go through some of them in a little bit. We've got our mid-morning catch to get to. We still haven't done our athletic quiz. So
right, haven't done around the league.
Oh, yeah. We're going to do around the league when we come back. We're going to get to our athletic quiz to test our ball knowledge, really. And then with the NBA draft happening last night, I did have a thought to myself regarding this Detroit Pistons team. We went through the top first overall picks a little bit earlier on in the show. But when it comes to the free agents, there's 3 potential free agents that the Pistons are going to need to re-sign here. There's 2 of them that I think are highly important. And those would be Dennis Schroeder and Malik Beasley. Right now, it feels like the Detroit Pistons are only going to be able to get through to get one of those guys back. And I think it's a lot closer of a debate than people necessarily realize. 989-837-6125. We'll get to some text messages and more when we come back. It is the Ben Bosscher Show live from the Dow Championship on 100.9 The Mitt. So, again, we've still got another hour. We'll be here tomorrow as well. This is one of the best days of the year, the Ben Bosscher Show on The Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, powered by the Forward Corporation on 100.9 The Mitt.
Hey, sports fans, heading up north? Whether you're gearing up for the big game, hosting friends, or winding down after a long day, Hops and Schnapps is your ultimate beverage destination. With one of the largest selections of beer, wine, and spirits in Michigan featuring over 1,000 options from around the globe, we're your beverage experts. Plus, our friendly team is here to help you find the perfect pick. Visit us in Standish, Grayling, and Gaylord today. Hops and Schnapps, raise your glass, raise your spirits.
When the summer heat is on, keep your cool with Answer Heating and Cooling. Our expert team specializes in fast, reliable air conditioning repairs, installations, and maintenance. Stay comfortable all season long with top-notch cooling solutions and simply outstanding service. Plus, with financing options and special rebates, cooling your home has never been more affordable. Answer Heating and Cooling, where comfort is our priority. Try our new schedule online option or call us today.
The doctors at Midland Eye Care want you to know a comprehensive eye exam is the only way to protect and detect vision-related disease. It goes beyond improved vision from glasses or contact lenses. Many common eye diseases such as glaucoma, diabetic eye disease, and age-related macular degeneration often have no warning signs. A dilated eye exam is the only way to detect these diseases in their early stages. This message brought to you by Midland Eye Care, your vision source on Eastman Road in Midland, on Cedar and Gladwin, and now on East Washington and Freeland.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the local job market. We're here in person. And we're locally owned, so you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at Spherion.com to find your local Spherion office. Let's get to work.
We can't see tomorrow, but we can hear it. And it sounds like peace of mind, knowing our lakes will be better protected by placing Line 5 in the Great Lakes Tunnel. And that we've added extra safety measures while we work to build it, because we're committed to keeping the Great Lakes safe for generations to come. Tomorrow is on. Visit enbridge.com/line5 for more information. Enbridge. Life takes energy.
Celebrate 4th of July with the Great Lakes Loons. Join us for our block party on Main, presented by the Michigan Army National Guard. Celebrate America's independence with face painting, balloon animals, the inflatable zone on the front lawn, and of course, America's pastime. The evening wraps up with a spectacular fireworks loontacular, presented by Farm Bureau Insurance. For tickets, visit loons.com. This isn't just baseball. It's the Great Lakes Loons, everyone's hometown team. From the Blazy Electric Studios, this is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt, WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland.
Welcome back into the Ben Bosscher Show. Ben Bosscher, Kyle Sandel live from the Dow Championship. Jackson Bickers back at the Blazy Electric Studio getting us in and out of breaks. We appreciate Jackson for hopping in and substituting here real quick. So here's what we're going to do. Right now, in a second, we're going to take a trip around the league. We've still got our athletic quiz to get to, put in our ball knowledge to this test on this Wednesday here in June, and we've got a Pistons conversation a little bit later on. But until all of that, let's take a trip around the league.
It's time to zoom out and go around the league.
All right, Kyle, you left me in the dark on
Yes.
this one. I said, you texted me last night and you said, I got something for around the league. I said, what is it? And you said, it's a secret. And okay, man, I like to do a little preparation.
You don't like the secrets?
I like a little preparation, but I trust you though.
Okay.
Unless your entire purpose is to make me look stupid here.
No. I don't
which
think,
is very possible.
I mean, I don't think this would make you look stupid. If it does, then that's my bad, and it wasn't my purpose. So
I don't feel great about this.
Okay, so we had the NBA draft last night, obviously, and I saw this fun little stat on Instagram, and I thought, let me actually expand on this a little bit. So I want you to guess the top 10 schools with the most first-round picks in NBA/college basketball history.
History.
Ever, yeah.
Oh, okay. I like this.
With the most, because obviously if we went, the last 10 years, I feel like you would knock this out of the park. This is just ever.
So
I want you to see
going back to when did the draft start?
Yeah, since 1947, over 1,500 players have been drafted in the first round. About 90% of those came from a Division I school. This is updated as of last night as well.
Okay,
so,
how many schools are on this list?
Well, I'm just want you to name the top 10. It gives me the top 20, but I want you to name the top 10, and I'm going to give you 3 strikes as well. I want to see if you can knock all 10 without getting more than 3 wrong.
So order does not matter for me right
Order's
now.
not. I mean, obviously try to go in order, but it's fine if you don't.
The team that I think is at the top, maybe not as much in the past couple of years. Still going back a couple of years. I'm going to go with UCLA. Just a historic basketball program. There's no way they're not on this list. If I had to guess, they're at the top of this list.
They're near the top of this list. They're at number 4 with 43 first-round picks in history. The highest Big Ten team. That feels weird. That just feels weird.
Yeah, that's wrong. All UCLA team.
Ever?
Kareem.
Bill Walton.
Can they play together? They'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, they'll figure it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Westbrook,
Kevin Love, Levine. Lonzo Ball. There's a couple other older
Not
UCLA
Lonzo
guys that
Ball.
I
Not
can't think
Lonzo
of,
Ball.
too. Really good at UCLA, though. Like, if we're just going at UCLA.
Were they? Was he?
Lonzo, he went second overall.
Their team wasn't very good.
They were like a 3 or 2 seed in the tournament. Remember that Kentucky versus De'Aaron Fox versus Lonzo Ball
Yeah, I
game?
do remember that.
They're a
I
really
do.
good team.
Okay, so if UCLA's 4, I'm going to Duke. Duke's in here.
Yeah, Duke is 2 with 59. They had 3 players selected in the first round last night added to this. Obviously,
Is this only first round?
Just first round. Yeah, it's just
okay.
first round.
Okay, all Duke team.
Oh, I mean, you can go. Are we? If this is a specific one. Are we doing NBA or just Duke? Because if we're doing just Duke, it's a way different
I always
list.
think about it as NBA.
If it's just Duke, you go Bobby Hurley, J.J. Redick,
Yeah, I just
Grant
said I think
Hill,
about it as NBA.
Shane Battier, and probably Marvin Bagley. Off the top of my head. Oh, wait,
They're
I
not the
didn't
guys
even say
that panned
Leitner. I
out.
didn't even say Leitner. Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going NBA, it's like Tatum,
Yeah. Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie,
Probably
Paolo.
Paolo. Probably still Redick at the 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so. Like a good NBA player.
All right, so if Kentucky's 2, UCLA's 4.
Well, Duke was 2.
Oh,
But
well, then let me go Kentucky.
yeah, I was going to say. Kentucky's number 1 was 60.
Really?
Yes.
That actually surprises me.
Didn't have any first-round picks last night either. But think about the amount of first-round picks they've had in the Calipari era. Like, I also
just didn't think they had the history, like going back far enough.
They do,
to
though.
Be
They
qualified.
still do. I mean, the 2000s in general, they've just dominated.
Yeah.
Because obviously you had Calipari there. You had the Roy Williams era at Kentucky. Like, both of those guys generated first-round picks. But Calipari was nuts. Last night, also, first year since 2007 that John Calipari has not produced a first-round pick. 18 years. Pretty crazy.
Let's go with North Carolina. Let's just keep knocking the
they're
blue
third.
bloods out of the
They're
way.
third, 55.
55.
Had Drake Powell last night as the lone UNC guy.
This is
So
where
you
it
have the top
starts to get
4.
like there's a lot of schools to pick from, and I'm trying not to get a strike here. But you know what, man? With the stretch that Michigan has gone on in the past 5 years, I'm going to say Michigan's on this top 10 list.
Yeah, Michigan is. They're number 6 at 31. They're the top true Big Ten team if we don't want to count UCLA as an all-time Big Ten team. So Michigan, 31 players at number 6. Like you said, I mean, since probably 2010 on, like they have produced a lot of first-round picks.
Well, since 2019, they've had 5.
Yeah. And then you still have the era of the Karis LeVerts and the Glenn Robinson IIIs and Trey Burks. Like, all those guys went in the first round.
And then you have the Fab Five era.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Then you have the Glenn
limitless.
Rices and those guys from way back when. So, yeah, Michigan
You
has
said
really
they
done
were
it for
what?
a long time. Number 6.
Ooh.
So still need number 5 and then 7, 8, 9, 10.
Let's
One major blue blood missing here, I would say.
Kentucky, Duke, Carolina.
It's like the 4th of that group.
I don't think it's Nova. I'm gonna not go that route. I'll circle back if I can't.
Yeah, you're
think of
correct.
anything.
It's not Villanova. They're not even close.
Okay. Florida. I'm gonna go with Florida.
Florida, not in the top
Ooh.
20. First
Not in the top
strike.
20?
Not in the top 20, man. I mean, they've had really good college teams, just haven't necessarily produced. I mean, they had the Joakim Noah, Corey Brewer era. Those 2 went first round. And Al Horford. After that, I really can't think of a ton of guys. Trey Mann.
Who's always spitting out NBA guys? I feel like we got to get some Big 12 representation in here at some point.
There you go.
I don't think it's Houston, but they've been the most consistent Big 12 team. You're making a face that makes me say it's not Houston.
Right. Just a little help.
Oh, Kansas.
Yes.
Kansas.
Yes.
Kansas.
This is the last blue blood you're missing. They're 5th at 36. Obviously, a ton of guys. Andrew Wiggins going first overall. Joel Embiid. Josh Jackson was a super high pick.
Yeah.
So you have the top 6 now all out of the way. Need 7, 8, 9, 10. I will say there's 3 schools tied for 10th, so you get one of them. I'll count it.
Okay. I don't think it's Sparty. But they've had a good amount. You know what? For the sake of it, because I would hate to get through this and not mention Sparty,
Right.
I'll say Sparty.
Michigan State, number 11.
Oh, come on.
With 22 first-round picks, just outside of the top 10. Obviously, last night, Jace Richardson going in the first round. But, yeah, MSU has done it for a long time, but they've never really had a stretch of, like, bam, like 5 years in a row, here's 6 or 7 first-round picks. Because guys stay there, right? Not a lot of one-and-dones.
All right, give me some conferences. Give me some help.
You still have 2 Big Ten teams, 2 traditional Big Ten teams left. You have a Big 12 team that's not necessarily a traditional Big 12 team, but a really good, prestigious college basketball school. And then you have a couple of ACC schools that are tied for 10th. And think about like classic college basketball programs too. That's where I'll go with this. Been good like in older eras.
ACC is tough.
I would think of the Big Ten teams before you think about the ACC teams.
Okay, so classic Big Ten teams. That would make me want to say Indiana. That would make me want to say Ohio State because they've had some guys in there. Man, you're making me look dumb here. I got the top 6.
I'm not making you look dumb.
This is tough. This is a lot harder than I would have thought.
Here.
Indiana.
Yes, Indiana, and you said you said Ohio State. I'll give you both of them. Indiana and Ohio State are 7 and 9.
Oh,
those are the two big. That's like you knocked them both.
Look at
that. Indiana 7th with 28. Ohio State 9th with 25. And Indiana's been doing it for a long time. Ohio State not like the traditional really good school, but they have like a freshman one and done go first round like every year.
10 years.
Honestly, like every year.
Yeah.
I mean, they had Malachi Branham, Bryce Sensabaugh back-to-back years. E.J. Liddell snuck into the first round as well. So just recent guys at Ohio State. Just missing 8 and 10. Big 12 school, really good college basketball program, like probably definitely a top 10 program. You could say maybe top 5 of the last
like
25
right
years.
Now? Oh, 25.
But like they're also really good right now. Like they have never really been bad in the last 25 years. And then tied for 10, you have a couple classic. Like all 3 of these teams are classic college basketball teams. The Big 12 one, though, is number 8. Not a traditional Big 12 team.
I don't know if this is classic or not, but it's kind of classic. Louisville. Patino.
Louisville's number 10, yes. Louisville is one of the teams tied for 10.
Sorry, I just clapped right in front of the microphone. My bad.
24 first-round picks at Louisville. Obviously, that stretch when Patino was there, a ton of first-round picks developed out of there. Peyton Siva to the Pistons, second-round pick, doesn't count. Just wanted to toss his name out there. I know Michigan fans still love Peyton Siva. And then I'll say the other 2 teams that were tied for 10th with Louisville, Syracuse, and UConn were tied.
Ah, okay.
Number 8, you want me to just give it to you?
It's the Big 12 team?
Big 12.
I've got one more
Okay.
guess. Baylor.
Good guess. Baylor's actually not top 20, so maybe not good guess. Arizona is the big. See, like not a traditional Big 12 team, new into the Big 12, but definitely one of the better college basketball programs of the 21st century.
Dominate.
Yes, dominate. First overall pick. Yes, of course.
989-837-6125. If the Tigers lose their next 4 and Astros win their next 4, the Astros will be better. Kyle Sandel needs to go back to school. That's from a texter we got.
Okay. Yeah. I could. Yeah. It's always in play.
Huge thought you still needed to go to school.
Huge thought I actually was yet to start school. So I got a couple.
And said you copied the mustache from.
So am I
Paul
going
Skeens.
Back? Am I starting? What's the deal here, guys?
Kyle Sandel, future father of 9, according to the one and only Bill Simonson. 989-837-6125. We'll put our ball knowledge to the test next with the Mint Morning Catch. That's next on the Ben Bosscher Show. There it is. Did it again on 100.9 The Mint.
The Ben Bosscher Show, powered by the Forward Corporation on 100.9 The Mint.
Flat-out dominance for Great Lakes out in Fort Wayne, Indiana. An 11-0 drubbing of the Tin Caps, where the offense came to play 11 runs, 12 hits, and the pitching struck out 11. Mike Sirota has been great through the first 2 games this week in Fort Wayne, and really the entirety of his tenure with the Loons. 4 ribbies last night, including a 2-run homer in the 6th. Next toss. Sirota swings. Clobbered in the air to left. Campbell will give it a look, but bye-bye baseball. Absolutely smashed by Mike Sirota. We're waiting for it to drop. It did. And it was crushed a long way. 405, 110 off the bat. Sirota makes it 6-0 Loons. Loons and Tin Caps, Game 3, pregame at 6:50 tonight.
Now, wait a second, Sharon. So the Midland Area Community Foundation runs the Midland Area Santa House?
You bet we do.
And Midland Area River Days?
Absolutely.
Plus scholarships for students and grants for local nonprofits? That's like hitting the cycle and impacting our community.
Anyone can step up to the plate and help build community capital for as little as $5.
$5? That's the cost of a snack at the ballpark. How do I get in the game?
Just visit midlandfoundation.org and make a gift to our community investment fund. Every dollar makes a difference.
Join the team. Give today at midlandfoundation.org.
Are you new to investing and not sure where to begin? Start by looking for a financial advisor who will offer you a strategy personalized for you and your family. One who will be there as your life and financial situation changes. I'm Kevin Spencer, your Midland Edward Jones financial advisor. When we work together, we'll focus on what's important to you. We use an established process to create personalized financial strategies backed by the advice, tools, and resources to help you reach your goals. And we'll partner to help your strategy stay on track.
Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Hey everyone, Brad Tunney here with The Mitt. And I want to talk to you about my friends over at Maple Hill Nursery, one of the great local family-owned businesses in our region for over 40 years. Now, their specialty is in landscaping with expertise and high-quality trees, plants, and shrubs. They're also a full stocking dealer of Dairy Dew, and they've got Polywood furniture. Now, I've got it all over my backyard. It's maintenance-free and long-lasting and comes in 18 different colors. Stop by Maple Hill Nursery, just 2.5 miles north of the Midland Mall on Eastman.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
The Ben Bosscher Show, powered by the Forward Corporation on 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, welcome back into the Ben Bosscher Show. It's time to put our ball knowledge to the test. Test. It is our athletic quiz, which also kind of serves as our mid-morning catch for Thursdays when it happens. So, Kyle, you got the article pulled up?
That I do.
You want to explain to the people what this is?
Okay, so every week The Athletic puts out a news article, basically, but it's a trivia news article. So it's the This Week in Sports Trivia. They do it every Thursday. We did it last week, if you tuned in.
We did pretty good.
So it's just going to be a bunch of questions. I think it's like 10 questions asking about what happened in sports this week, and we're going to do it together and see if we can win.
The Mitt's Morning Catch.
All right, let's do it. You haven't seen, neither of us have seen this?
I have not even seen this once, so we're going to see it right now.
All right.
These are all multiple choice, but let's see if we can knock them out without really going through the multiple choice. All right, first up, Oklahoma City defeated Indiana in Game 7 of the NBA Finals to win the championship. Who was named the Finals MVP? Is this an insult to our ball knowledge here? Like,
I don't. That one's just like, it's just. I would prefer the Athletic have two different versions. One for someone who's
people
just
that aren't dumb. Yeah.
I was gonna say one for the people whose ball knowledge is the equivalent of our golf game, and one for actually people who are invested. Because obviously the answer to this is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Like if Sarah took this quiz, like it would just be like she would take this version of it.
Exactly.
Right,
yes.
Okay.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yes,
is the
Shay.
answer.
If you're listening on YouTube or Facebook too, or on the Mitt, take it with us. Let us know how you do it. How you do.
How you doing?
Yes, it's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. All right, next question.
No, but how you doing?
I'm doing great. Cooper Fleck became the 6th Duke player to be picked number 1 in the NBA draft when he was chosen by Dallas. Which of the following Duke players did not go number 1? So we need the multiple choice for this.
This should be easy, though.
Paolo Banchero.
Nope.
Wait, it's Paolo Banchero. Wait, no, I'm dumb.
Just read it.
Paolo Banchero, Art Heyman, Elton Brand, and Jason Tatum. It's Tatum.
It's Tatum.
Brand went number 1 in the 99 draft.
If they wouldn't have thrown Tatum in there, that would have been a little bit harder.
Well, I mean, obviously Tatum is the answer. They have to throw him in there.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I will say, don't know who Art Heyman is. Never heard of Art Heyman.
Yeah.
Obviously went first overall at some point. Elton Brand, though, 99 first overall pick. And Paolo Banchero, the 2023 first-round pick. 2022
Well, Art Heyman was the number 1 overall draft pick in the year 1963.
Oh, no, I do remember that. Yeah.
That was a good draft. The coverage was way better back then.
Yeah, because I remember when we came into the draft, all of us were like, is Heyman actually going to go 1?
Yeah, and Stephen A. was like, They've got to make the right pick here. They've got to do it.
We do need to discuss the draft stuff once we finish this. Okay, let's move on, though. The Pac-12 took another step in its rebuild, announcing that it has reached a media rights deal with a new primary TV partner. Who is it?
Oh, man.
I actually don't know this.
Give me the multiple choice.
ESPN/ABC.
Wait, the Pac-12? The Pac-2? Or the Pac-12 that expanded and has Colorado State in it now?
Yes, they are expanding, yeah. The Boise State will join.
Are we really counting this as a fifth power conference, though?
No, we can't. This is just the Mountain West with two teams, with
This is the good Mountain West teams. And
it's the Mountain West with Oregon State and Washington State in it, yeah. Okay, it's ESPN. It's the four you would think of: ESPN/ABC, CBS, Fox, or NBC.
Wait, go through it slower.
Sorry, ESPN/ABC.
Who already has Big Ten?
Fox has Big Ten.
Yes, Fox has Big Ten. ESPN has the SEC.
Yes.
CBS.
Who has question mark? They do SEC stuff too, don't they?
No, they were the former SEC
yes,
people,
right,
and now they have Big Ten games.
CBS.
No, Peacock, NBC has the Big Ten games.
They
I don't know what
God,
CBS
this is the new
does.
Stuff. And then you have Fox and NBC.
I think it's CBS because I don't know exactly what CBS
God,
does.
I'm usually up to date with this kind of stuff.
NBC has the Big Ten.
They do. That's
well,
new.
like part because there's those
right.
Peacock games.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good point.
Fox also has the
Fox
Big
has
Ten.
always had the Big Ten. Yeah.
They used to. Did it switch?
They had to have last year still too. Yeah, because the Big Ten Network is affiliated with Fox.
ESPN has the SEC. They used to, and now.
Let's go CBS.
Yeah, do it.
It is CBS.
Okay.
Let's go.
Because CBS was always the SEC for a long time, and then they switched to ESPN.
That's
within
right.
the
That's
last couple
right.
of years.
Yep.
I wrote a whole.
I love this stuff. I love talking the broadcast rights for different channels and stuff.
PES 513. I don't remember the numbers. The hardest class I ever took at college. I wrote a 50-page manual on all of the media rights deals and did a whole research project on it. I probably should have known that a lot easier. Oh, hey, we got it right.
This stuff is all new, though, you know? I did a project my last semester of college on basically the introduction of sports moving to streaming services and how as soon as sports leaves, traditional broadcast television will no longer exist.
I wrote a whole 6-page article on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for a college project one time. I did.
Okay. What did Washington Commanders owner Josh Harris spend $500,000 on over the weekend?
I don't know. Probably at the strip club. I don't know.
Okay. Here we go. That's a random thing to say.
A rich white guy.
A coffee stand for players. No, that's not the answer.
That would be an insane $500,000.
Locker room improvements could be the answer, but seems like a basic throw-in to make you think that's the answer.
They're getting a new stadium. Why would they be renovating the locker rooms?
Yep. Here's what I think this actually is. A Jaden Daniels rookie card. That Fanatics Fest happened this weekend where you saw another Livy Dawn mention here. She bought the Paul Skeens, super rare baseball card.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that. Or golf carts to ferry players around training camp. $500,000 on golf carts? Is that how much golf carts are running nowadays? We're at the country club here.
It's got to be the card.
It's got to be the card. Let's do it.
It's the golf carts.
Give me that, dude. Give me that. All right, next. We got to.
It was right.
It was, of course, it was right. Yes. Who set a record for most home runs before the All-Star break by a switch hitter? I'm leaving it up to you because I know the answer.
Who are the options?
I don't want. You should know this, man.
I guess there's someone I'm unaware of as a switch hitter.
We've been talking about him.
Is Cal Raleigh a switch hitter?
Cal Raleigh, switch hitter.
I wasn't even aware of that.
Switchy. That's why he's so cool, man.
He is
just
pretty
raking
cool.
from each side of the plate.
And it makes him even cooler, man. I thought Dylan Dingler was close to. He's not
even close. Yeah. Okay, we haven't missed one yet. What former NHL All-Star who hasn't played since 2023 will make a comeback attempt with the Winnipeg Jets? Ooh, I'm not big with the NHL stuff. Okay, the first answer is PK Subban. It's not him. He's on ESPN. He's not doing it, right?
I don't know.
He goes on.
Give me the other options.
He goes and talks with Stephen A. No way. Wayne Simmons.
Stephen A. said, "You got to get back on the ice.
You got to step up." Jeff Carter or Jonathan Toews?
I don't know. Do that guy.
Jeff Carter. Oh, it was Jonathan.
Told you.
We didn't know the answer.
No, I told you to go that one though.
He won 3 Stanley Cups with the Chicago Blackhawks. Sorry,
we should have.
We don't know ball about the NHL. All right,
we don't know
more.
puck.
Right. What veteran football coach surprised many by saying that he enjoys all the crazy stuff going on in college football? You got Bill Belichick.
Not
chance.
Him. No chance.
Kirk Ferentz, Brian Kelly, or Kyle Whittingham? I gotta peep Kirk Ferentz.
That
really
seems
quick.
like cheating.
Oh, he's Iowa's coach. I was just Googling to double check who he was.
Brian Kelly says some
Brian
crazy
Kelly
stuff.
Embrace this stuff. I just feel like he's a name they're throwing in here, though.
He does say some crazy things.
Do we just go with him?
Brian Kelly would benefit from the craziness at LSU.
Right.
Yeah, go with him.
Okay, let's go with him.
Although maybe he wouldn't like the craziness because he just lost out on Bryce Underwood.
It was Kirk Ferentz of Iowa.
Oh, that's weird.
That is weird. All right, move on. We're almost done. What 3-time Grand Slam winner will be honored with a statue at Wimbledon? Ooh, I don't know this either, but I know one of the names given here.
What do you want a point for that?
Well, but I'm saying, do we just guess that person then?
Who are the names?
Arthur Ashe.
Yeah, I know who
Boris
that is.
Becker.
I know who that is.
Andy Murray, who I do know Andy Murray, and Stan Wawrinka.
Yeah, I know who all those people are. Let's go with Andy Murray.
It's Andy Murray. Told you I knew it.
Nice.
All right, I believe we have 2 more questions. What country's women's basketball team canceled a training camp in the United States after the U.S. rejected visas for 5 players and others? Wow, how would we not hear about this?
It's the LPGA's in town. We're busy.
You have Cuba, Senegal, Iran, and Afghanistan.
Say them. Wait, what?
Cuba, Senegal, Iran, Afghanistan.
Okay, Ben Bosscher show's not supposed to be political.
It's not Iran. That's thrown in there for that purpose, right?
And I'm not gonna. I just don't think Afghanistan has basketball. That may sound horrible of me. I have a hard time seeing them putting together a team. I could be wrong. Like
you could be wrong. Like it's.
Who are the other options?
Cuba and Senegal.
Do Senegal.
You're right. Nice.
We're like buddies with Cuba now, right? Or at least not like arch enemies.
Let's not get into this. Last question. The New York Sirens. What is the New York Sirens?
I don't know.
The New York Sirens selected Czech forward Kristina.
Is this women's hockey?
Kristina Kaltunkova? A lot of apostrophes over letters in this last name. With the first pick of the 2025 PWHL draft. So yeah, this is Professional Women's Hockey League. On Tuesday night.
Remember after question 1 when we were like, this is too easy.
This is the time. This is the part of the sports season we are in, by the way. We are getting questions about random stuff.
Step up.
No offense to the Professional Women's Hockey League.
We got to step up.
I'm going to guess that it's from Colgate.
Sure, man.
And I'm right. Oh, boy. Let's go. Okay, so we went.
We only got one wrong.
We went 8 out of 10. So
that's pretty good. Considering the knuckleballs they threw at us there late, I'd say we did pretty good.
We'll take that.
989-837-6125. The Tigers, Jack Flaherty. He wasn't miserable yesterday, but he wasn't great. That's next here on the Ben Bosscher Show. But before we get to that, I got to tell you about LinkedIn Technologies. Linked Technologies, stay secure, stay connected, and stay ahead with Linked Technologies, your local IT experts in Midland. From small businesses to large operations, they provide custom tech solutions that actually make your life easier, specializing in networking, cybersecurity, cloud services, and managed IT support all under one roof. Fast, reliable service with real people who speak your language, whether you're upgrading, protecting, or troubleshooting. Linked Technologies keeps your system running smooth. Visit linkedtechsolutions.com and see how they can help your business work smarter, not harder. We'll be right back. Ben Bosscher Show, live from the Dow Championship.
The Ben Bosscher Show, powered by the Forward Corporation on 100.9 The Mid.
I'm Sarah Stockford, host of 100.9 The Mid's Success Suite, a podcast highlighting the most inspiring female leaders across the Great Lakes Bay region. This month, we spoke with Mary Draves, former Dow executive and leader in the Midland community.
I think as we get a little bit older, we start to care less about what other people think.
That's really a great point, yeah.
And so as I've gotten older, I think I've become way more comfortable in who I am and what I stand for. And, you know, when you get to that point, all of a sudden, you become less apologetic about who you are. You also, you're like, hey, this is me, I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
And I think in my 20s versus maybe I'm in my 50s now, it's a very different person. And that's just really part of the continuum of growth.
Listen to the full interview with Mary on 100.9 The Mitt's YouTube. Subscribe and hit the notification button to be alerted when new episodes drop. That's Success Suite with Sarah Stockford.
Experience world-class golf and family fun at the Dow Championship. Returning to Midland Country Club June 23rd to the 29th. Come and see top LPGA professionals compete in the only team-based event on the tour. Explore interactive fan experiences, family-friendly activities, and delicious local food vendors. Plus, veterans and children under 17 get in free. Don't miss out. Visit DowChampionship.com today for more information.
Suit up, Sea Captain. At Dive and Glide in Midland, we've got all the gear you need to make a splash. Flippers that fit like a glove, masks that show you the underwater magic, and tanks ready to fuel your next adventure. Whether you're snorkeling the local lakes or dreaming of ocean depths, Dive and Glide has your back and your fins. Find us on Cambridge Street or swim over to diveandglideinc.com. Dive and Glide, making waves one splash at a time so you can dive deeper than ever before.
Since 2007, the Michigan Baseball Foundation has invested over $1.8 million into our communities, supporting over 350 projects across 14 Michigan counties. From restoring Alma Little League fields to creating nature-based classrooms at the Chippewa Nature Center and enhancing accessibility at the middle of the Mitt Miracle Field, MBF is making a real difference. Every ticket to a Great Lakes Loons game helps fund these initiatives. Join us in building a stronger, more vibrant community. Learn more at MichiganBaseballFoundation.org.
Celebrate 4th of July with the Great Lakes Loons. Join us for our block party on Main, presented by the Michigan Army National Guard. Celebrate America's independence with face painting, balloon animals, the inflatable zone on the front lawn, and of course, America's pastime. The evening wraps up with a spectacular fireworks loontacular, presented by Farm Bureau Insurance. For tickets, visit loons.com. This isn't just baseball. It's the Great Lakes Loons, everyone's hometown team.
I'm Ben Bosscher, and here's what I think. I think replay should be taken out of basketball entirely. I think 2 super conferences would fix college football. I think the best football, basketball, and baseball players of all time are currently playing. I think the day the Lions win the Super Bowl is going to be the greatest day of my life. I think Monty Williams sabotaged the Pistons on purpose, and you can't convince me otherwise. I think Jim Harbaugh is one of the best coaches of all time, but most definitely cheated, got caught, and ran away. And I think you should tune into the Ben Bosscher Show, fueled by Forward Energy, weekdays 9 to noon on 100.9 The Mitt if you agree with anything I just said.
Scrolling? Make it count. Want local sports content that actually matters?
Yeah.
100.9 The Mitt is loaded with local highlights, viral plays, breaking sports news, and takes you can't get enough of. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube today, and you'll never be out of the loop on the Lions, Tigers, Pistons, Red Wings, Michigan State, and even the biggest stories in high school sports in the Great Lakes Bay region. 100.9 The Mitt, Mid-Michigan's sports leader.
The Ben Bosscher Show, powered by the Forward Corporation on 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, welcome back in. Ben Bosscher Show. We're live from the Dow Championship here at the Midland Country Club. Kyle, we have an update in the score.
Let's hear it.
Actually, it's the same update as I gave before. Porter and Dryborough, actually now in sole possession of first place at -4 through 16. So Zhang and Liu ended up finishing today at -3. That's the best score for anyone who's finished their round today. So we'll keep you updated as the tournament continues. As for the Detroit Tigers, whose first pitch today is at 1 o'clock, we were just debating in the break whether or not the CMU guy, this 34-year-old, is going to be getting the bulk of innings today. With Sawyer Gibson long scheduled to start tomorrow and Kyler Montero not currently on the team, it does kind of feel like we are getting this guy as a traditional starter and they plan on pitching him until they can't anymore?
Right. I mean,
I don't know.
They don't have a bulk starter or a bulk innings guy that isn't Sawyer Gibson long right now. So, I mean, when I was looking at the Dietrich Enns, page as far as his numbers in the majors and in the minors, he seemed like primarily a reliever. So we'll see today. I mean, he has started games in the past in the major leagues. It's been quite some years. Seems like a former starter turned reliever. But hey, fire up chips, man.
Reese Olson, we are in desperate need of you to come back. desperate need of you.
Also, 30 more minutes before All-Star voting Phase 1 closes, so get your votes for Zach McKinstry in.
Right, yeah. The Zach and the Javi Baez. Don't forget about Javi.
I might vote right now.
Riley Green is wrapped up. He's going to be an All-Star starter. Javi Baez, somewhat of a question mark. Zach McKinstry still has an outside shot of being a finalist. Again, once Phase 1 ends, you can advance to Phase 2. You got to be top 2 if you're a position player, or if you're an outfielder, top 6 in voting. And then you kind of move on to a sudden death round of voting.
Yeah. I tell you what, I'm about to vote for Kurtz over Torkelson at first base after
last night.
After just this whole series, man. He's been killing so far.
They still got another game to play today, and that is at 1 o'clock. As for yesterday's game, Jack Flaherty, not a complete disaster as he's been his last 2 starts. Before yesterday, last 2 starts went 7 total innings, 15 earned runs. Just to say it was a disaster, honestly, would be a little bit generous. He was god-awful in both of those games. Yesterday, that's not necessarily the case. Still was not great, though. Gave up a 3-run home run in the third. That was the only runs he allowed the entire outing, but he's putting a lot of guys on base. He's working himself out of innings. He's doing 4-pitch walks. He doesn't have the same command he used to, and he certainly doesn't have the same velocity that he used to, even though he was never really a high-velocity player. The Jack Flaherty numbers are a little bit concerning at this point, because now it feels like every outing he's going to give up a home run. It's just a matter of how many guys are on base when it happens. And to your point, when he walked 2 guys yesterday in the third, it was like, this just doesn't feel right. And sure enough, dead center. Gone.
It's very, very important for the Tigers, even post All-Star, or pre-All-Star break, for Jack Flaherty to just be, if we get this Jack Flaherty,
they're in trouble.
No, I think you're fine. We just said totally opposite things.
They paid Jack Flaherty to be the Jack Flaherty we saw last season. They didn't give him $25 million to be an average ball player, and that's what he's been for the most part this season. He had that nice 6-7 game stretch before the 2 blow-up starts, before yesterday's start, that were awesome, and he looked like a guy that was worth giving $25 million for a season. But they are paying him to be the guy that he was for the first half of last season, when he was the best pitcher dealt at the deadline, when he was the best 1-2 punch in baseball with Skubal, and a lot of that's because of Skubal. But Flaherty was awesome last season. Awesome. 7 strikeouts to every 1 walk that he had. This year it's at 3. That was before yesterday. He has not lived up to what he was signed for. Period. It's not good enough right now.
You're right. I say that, though, because it's clear that the bullpen is the bigger need at the moment. And right now, they just need starters to go 5 or 6, give up your 2 or 3 earned runs. I agree that's not good enough right now. Let's get that out of the way. You are totally right. It is not good enough right now, especially because he's the highest paid pitcher on the team, on the staff.
Yep.
But right now, they're just not healthy enough to have him be this blow-up guy. If we're getting this Flaherty with Reese Olson, Alex Cobb, Jackson Jobe still out, you know what? It's going to work for now, because that means it's not the 3 innings pitch Jack Flaherty that was twice as worse, and then you have these bullpen guys who aren't good coming in the 4th and 5th inning. Yes, does Flaherty need to be better? For sure. Am I going to take this Flaherty start that we got last night? Yes.
I'll take it, but only...
I'd love to improve. I'd love for this to be the floor,
5 home runs in the past 3 outings.
He's always been a hard hit ball guy. He's going to give up bombs. He's always done that.
Right, because he formerly, and we've seen flashes of it this year, was so good at attacking the zone and basically saying, here's my stuff, try to hit it. Well, when the velocity's down and he simply doesn't have the command that he used to, which we've seen this season, it's led to not only the home runs, but now the walks are coming into play. Now he's walking.
And he never was a big high walk
more
guy.
People. Yeah, because he's lost out on most of the command that he had with that fastball. He's missing on the fastball. He started working in the changeup yesterday, which he only throws about 3% of the time. Used it a lot more yesterday. I haven't looked at how many exact changeups he threw, but it was a lot more than 3% of his pitches. And it worked for a little bit until it didn't. It worked for a while until it didn't. And that's kind of been the case with Jack Flaherty this season. There's been a lot of ups, there's been a lot of downs, and it seems like right now we're trending in a downward direction. I don't know whether or not I want to buy stock on this or not. I'm afraid. I really am afraid that it's not going to get better. Yeah. He's 29 in a 38-year-old's body because of all the back injuries he's dealt with.
Right.
I'm very worried that this does not get better. Am I freaking out about one thing on a 50-win baseball club that's got the best record in the American League? Yes, I am. But this is if Jack Flaherty is your supposed number 2 pitcher going into a playoff series, that is a concern to me.
That's fair. And that's why a lot of people would argue that the starting pitching is the bigger need, because there's a debate for who the second best pitcher is on the team right now.
If Reese Olson can come back the way that he was, right, it's Reese Olson.
But it's not a debate in a good way. Sometimes you can have the debate where, like, both of these guys are really good. It's almost like the debate at the beginning of the season, right?
Who's the second best pitcher? Mize is awesome. Flaherty's awesome. Olson's awesome.
Exactly.
And now it's like, no, all these guys are kind of shaky.
And I still think the answer is Mize at this point. Mize has not been terrible. Who's been better than Mize? Flaherty?
No.
Olson, who's hurt? Like, they don't have another starter.
It has to be Olson. It's not Mize.
He hasn't pitched.
Mize has these innings where he spirals out of control and has no command and starts walking and giving up hits to everyone. Like, once you start to see the wheels shaking a little bit on Mize, they fall off every time.
But he hasn't had, like, these Flaherty starts.
No, but he
hasn't had blow-up bad starts.
No, because he doesn't give up the home runs.
He just is underwhelmed. Like, it's not like he's been giving up the 6-7 earned runs.
He doesn't give up the home run, so it doesn't look as damaging, but he has the innings where it's like, hey, he's through 2 and is at 65 pitches? Like, what happened?
Well, it's when guys aren't swinging and missing at his change and splitter, then it's like, okay, then kind of, he's the type of pitcher that's the opposite. There's a pretty good chance he starts off in a 2-0 count, like gets behind the hitter pretty quickly. When he's getting a lot of swing and miss, that's when he's most effective. And there just hasn't been a ton of that over the last several weeks.
A couple positives from last night. Dylan Dingler is just filthy behind the dish. You try to steal a base when Dylan Dingler's behind the dish, good luck. Like, seriously. It's not going to work out very often, especially if Javi Baez is on the receiving end of it. And he had such a perfect throw to Javi last night when Soderstrom tried to steal, that Javi just tagged him, and then after he stood up, kind of tapped him on the butt and was like, good try, man. That's pretty funny that you thought you were getting one off on us. They might need a nickname, Javi and Dingler, because when people try to steal on those two, it's like, I'd love to see the numbers. I know Dylan Dingler has caught 10 people stealing this year on 33 attempts. I'd like to know what it is when Javi's on the receiving end, when it's not Glaber or Trey Sweeney or Zach McKinstry, who fills in at shortstop once in a while.
It's got to be relatively high. I mean, just Javi in general, like being the tag guy, man, he's just so...
He might be the best tagger.
Oh, yeah,
on
and
a
that gets
stolen
talked
base
about a lot. He
ever.
might just be the best tagger, like, in general, just because even that throw from Perez 2 nights ago coming in from right field, like, if it isn't that quick elite tag from Javi, he's not out. So I think another positive note is the guy who I just brought up, Wenzel Perez, continuing to rake, had that triple last night.
Yeah.
Just been such a fun piece to this Tigers lineup.
How about Parker Meadows as a positive? Oh, no, not yesterday.
Too far.
Not yesterday. You texted it in the group chat last night, so I'll let you go over it. That at-bat he had in, I think it was the 6th inning?
Oh, yeah, worst
at-bat. Oh, no, I'm
of
sorry, the 3rd inning.
Yes, worst at-bat of the year. Just 3 straight sliders that curled out of the zone. One of them was below the zone. The other 2 were outside of the zone. Swing and miss. All 3. And
one of them was like a check swing that he actually decided to full swing on. It was like, it had no chance from the beginning of ever making contact.
Lefty. And to be fair, Lopez of the Athletics was absolutely dealing last night.
I don't want to hear that. I don't.
He was pitched. That was when there was a stat that Benetti brought up in the 6th inning. Out of the 80-some pitches he had thrown, 2 of them had been down the heart of the plate. Like, he was just dotting the corners. He was pitching tremendously.
I was at home a couple of weeks ago in a baseball. I forget who was pitching. It might have been Skubal or whoever Skubal was playing. Perfect, right down the pipe. And my mom was like, what a perfect pitch. It was right in the middle. And I was like, that means it was a bad pitch.
No, Mom.
She was like, what do you mean?
Unless it's like 100, then it's like a little bit different.
She didn't get it. Bless her heart.
Yeah, I mean, that's just crushed center, middle, like that's a perfect.
Like, yeah, Judge takes that 470.
But the Meadows at bat in the 3rd, like I said, worst at bat of the year by a Tiger. It was sad.
That kind of summed up the entire offense in general last night.
The game 2 woes are back.
Okay, I already mentioned this to you earlier. 5 shutouts on the year. How many double-digit games do you think they've had?
Ooh, wait, double-digit games as far as runs scored?
Because this is a peekaboo offense. You never know which version of them you're getting.
Honestly, probably like 10.
9.
Yeah.
9 double-digit games, 5 shutouts. But 5 shutouts is kind of a lot. Boston's only been shut out
but
twice.
When you have twice as many double-digit runs
I
game,
know,
though,
but 5 shutouts is kind of a lot.
5 is like a lot for a team with 50 wins, yes.
It's kind of a lot.
For a team like Colorado probably has like 30 of them by now,
Probably. The thing with the shutouts is like when they happen, it's like, yeah, sometimes they do that.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just don't really get any hits.
It definitely is kind of brutal.
There was one more thing that I wanted to bring up here. The new arms, the new faces of the bullpen. We got the likes of Matt Gage, Dylan Smith, and Carlos Hernandez out on the mound last night in relief because the Tigers are simply telling us they do not trust Hannafy, they do not trust Holton, and they do not trust Herter anymore. As we've been telling you for weeks, these guys are not very well. You kind of bought into the Herter train for a little bit, but I
mean, he was good for a while. Like, it wasn't me buying into it. He was actually good for a span.
Those three guys are all the same.
Okay, one of them's, two of them are lefties, one's a righty. So
they're all the same.
Okay,
you know why they're all the same? They're all not very good.
Yeah, Tyler Holton probably is getting near DFA watch, which is unfortunate because of how good he's been the last 2 years. But like he actually has become, and Hinch kind of talked about this in his recent, when he was spoken to by the media. Holton is a liability every time he takes the mound now.
Yeah,
and Hinch has always had a really short leash with stuff like this. So I wouldn't be shocked if a move was made with one of these guys, getting the scissors,
Yeah, Smith, Hernandez, Gage all got looks last night. Smith definitely looked the best of everyone out there.
Pitched the longest as well.
989-837-6125 are two traditions to close out every show. When we come back, it's the Ben Bosscher Show live from the Dow Championship. Hey, if you're on your way to the Dow Championship, you may as well take a quick little pit stop at Tommy's Express Car Wash first. Give yourself in the car the glow up it deserves at Tommy's Express Car Wash. Fast, friendly, and freakishly good at cleaning. Roll in dirty, roll out sparkling. It is, in fact, that easy. High-tech wash tunnels, eco-friendly soaps, and a ride that looks showroom fresh in just minutes. Sign up for the Unlimited Club and wash as often as you want because clean cars just drive better. No appointments, no nonsense, just clean, quick, and kind of addictive. Tommy's Express Car Wash because your car called and it's begging for this. Locations in Midland, Saginaw, and Flint. We'll be right back.
The Ben Bosscher Show, powered by the Forward Corporation on 100.9 The Mid.
It's time to remember that. With Kyle Sandell.
Presented by Matt Larson, Farm Bureau agent, located downtown Midland. So the Tigers had the Athletics playing in Detroit this week, and yes, it's the Athletics. That's where I'm going with this. It's got me thinking, is this the worst name in all of sports, not having a city? We all remember the Washington football team, and we had the Utah Hockey Club that will officially be rebranding to the Utah Mammoth, so no more generic names in football or hockey. But this one's different because at least those two teams had city names, right? This one, the Athletics, you don't belong to Oakland because you up and left there. You supposedly belong to Las Vegas because that's where you plan to move. Why not just call yourself Las Vegas Athletics then, especially since they've now officially broke ground on building their new stadium there. It sounds like they're going to be there, in the next 3 years or so. That's what they say. And they play in Sacramento, but yet they won't go by the Sacramento Athletics. I'm not going to lie, I kind of liked the Washington football team name. I thought it was pretty cool. I embraced it. It's better than Commanders. But this whole The Athletics thing, I can't get behind it. They had to change their road jerseys that had Oakland in script across the chest to say Athletics that matches their home jerseys that also say Athletics. I don't know. I think this is the worst name in all of sports, not having a city name. Remember that. Presented by Matt Larson, Farm Bureau agent, located downtown Midland.
I'm Sarah Stockford, host of 100.9 The Mid Success Suite, a podcast highlighting the most inspiring female leaders across the Great Lakes Bay region. This month, we spoke with Mary Draves, former Dow executive and leader in the Midland community.
I think as we get a little bit older, we start to care less about what other people think. That's really a great point, yeah. And so as I've gotten older, I think I've become way more comfortable in who I am and what I stand for. And, when you get to that point, all of a sudden, you become less apologetic about who you are. You also, you're like, hey, this is me, I'm cool with it. Yeah. And I think in my 20s versus maybe I'm in my 50s now, it's a very different person. And that's just really part of the continuum of growth.
Listen to the full interview with Mary on 100.9 The Mid's YouTube. Subscribe and hit the notification button to be alerted when new episodes drop. That's Success Suite with Sarah Stockford.
Looking for the perfect golf getaway? Tee up at Sandy Ridge Golf Course, Midland's hidden gem. Whether you're a scratch golfer or just out for fun, Sandy Ridge offers a beautifully maintained 18-hole course friendly staff, and unbeatable rates, plus a brand new clubhouse. Book your tee time today at sandyridgegolfcourse.com or call 989-631-6010. Sandy Ridge Golf Course, where great golf meets pure Michigan beauty.
Since 2007, the Michigan Baseball Foundation has invested over $1.8 million into our communities, supporting over 350 projects across 14 Michigan counties. From restoring Alma Little League fields to creating nature-based classrooms at the Chippewa Nature Center and enhancing accessibility at the middle of the Mitt Miracle Field, MBF is making a real difference. Every ticket to a Great Lakes Loons game helps fund these initiatives. Join us in building a stronger, more vibrant community. Learn more at MichiganBaseballFoundation.org.
It's July, it's hot, and Bounce and Bites is bringing the splash. Every bounce house, slide, and inflatable at our event will be soaked and ready for action. Water slides, splash zones, and giant slip and slides. Bring your swimsuits, towels, and sunscreen. We'll have the food trucks, the music, and a whole lot of good vibes. It's free to attend, and every dollar raised helps local kids get involved in sports, music, and more through the Moody Foundation. Join us Sunday, July 20th in Midland. Details at bounceandbites.com. The word bounce, the letter N, the word bites.com. The Moody Foundation, making a splash for a great cause.
Local sports don't stop when the game ends, and neither do we. 100.9 The Myth is your digital home for the latest news across the state of Michigan. From high school to college and the pros, it's all on our socials. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Just search 100.9 The Myth and join the squad. Stay locked in on the latest stats and stories with exclusive video takes from local talent. Sports Radio 100.9 The Myth.
Health concerns in high school sports go beyond physical injuries. The mental well-being of our young people is a hotter topic than ever before. The Michigan High School Athletic Association website has resources to help adults and students recognize potential problems and deal with them in a positive way. You can learn more about these mental health resources on the Health and Safety page of the MHSAA website. A message from the MHSAA promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
The Ben Bosscher Show, powered by the Forward Corporation on 100.9 The Myth.
All right, welcome back into the Ben Bosscher Show. We are live from the Dow Championship. You okay?
I'm excited, dude.
Yeah, we're live from the Dow Championship. We'll be here tomorrow as well. Obviously, the tournament goes through the weekends, but we've got two traditions to close out every single show, and the first of those being the lock of the day. And
yes.
That's my fault. All right, pretend you heard the sounder. So the lock of the day is ice cold. We've lost 6 in a row.
It is.
Which is honestly almost impressive.
Is it?
Kind of.
What's even more impressive is not only is the lock of the day 6 in a row L's, but for the first time yesterday I started a tail or fade.
You tailed,
I
right?
tailed, and that also lost.
Okay.
So it's just all over the place, L after L. You're 4.32 units down all time, 3 units down on the week. 6-12 all-time record, 0-3 record this week. Yes, 6 in a row L's is the worst losing streak yet since we started lock of the day.
Yeah, no, I know.
I mean, how is Sarah supposed to sell this lock of the day thing? You know,
She probably can't if I keep losing like this.
it could be like sell of
Fate
the
of the day.
Yeah, like
the fate of the day.
yeah. Not what's the opposite of lock? Like opened up of the day. Unlock of the day.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So here's what we're going today. When in doubt, you rely on GOATs, right? When in doubt, you rely on the best player in their sport. When your back is against the wall, who do you call? Shohei Ohtani.
Ooh.
Shohei Ohtani, guess where he's playing today, Kyle? Coors Field, my least favorite MLB stadium.
Yes, I hate baseball.
Yes, I hate baseball played in Coors Field, but you know who probably loves baseball played in Coors Field is Shohei Ohtani when he's in the box, because he's had some moments in his career. He's played 16 games there. He's hit 5 home runs there. He's had some moments in his career where he has decimated baseballs off the face of the earth because of the high altitude there. 5 home runs in 16 games in Coors Field. Seems like he could get another one tonight. He doesn't have as much power against the lefties. There's a lefty on the mound tonight for Colorado, but he still has 5 home runs against lefties this season compared to, I think it was 16 or 17 with against the righties. So I don't care about the lefty-righty split on this one. Get a hold of a ball in Coors Field, it goes. Shohei Ohtani, when he gets a hold of a ball, it goes. Parlay those two things together, and you get one single bet of Shohei Ohtani to hit a home run for plus 160?
164.
164.
So this would get you back, inside of 3 units under, which is it's progress, right? Just got to hit something. If I was you in this scenario, I would just do like a minus 200 bet. You got to see one go in.
Cooper Flagg to be drafted first overall. Wouldn't that have been good last night? Minus 10,000.
You just got to see one go in. So that's what I would have done. But I respect what you're doing here.
Taylor fade.
I'm fading this.
Okay.
Anytime it's like to hit a home run, I just got to fade. So I'm 0-1 on the tail fade segment. I'm fading today.
You're dead to me. That is our lock of the day. The other tradition that we have every show is to predict Colin Cowherd's Open. This is a segment I'm actually red hot in because I got another point yesterday. It is currently 7-4. I think I've hit 3 straight shows somehow, if that's even possible.
Yeah, no, you have hit actually.
Because we were tied 4-4.
We were tied 4-4, yes. So you've hit 3.
But you were up 4-3?
I was up 4-3.
Ice cold.
We have hit 8 days in a row now. You and me combined have hit 8 days in a row of Colin's Open.
And I get to go first again?
Yes, you do get to go first.
I'm tripling down on the thing that's got me 2 points so far this week. Cooper Flagg is amazing. Cooper Flagg is the best thing since sliced bread. Cooper Flagg is
it's just so gonna hit.
Is Larry Bird reincarnated right here in 2025. First overall to the Dallas Mavericks yesterday. I'm taking Colin to open with Cooper Flagg leads the Dallas Mavericks to the playoffs this season. Something along those lines.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I could see it. Yeah, this is probably hitting. Like this, if he was going to talk about Cooper Flagg on any of these last days, today's the day, and he did it the last 2 days. So
and he's going to do it again.
We did get a little bit of breaking news, like just a little bit, since we started the show. Like, Caitlin Clark out tonight versus the Sparks.
Yeah.
Does he make a topic out of that?
The WNBA is screwed when she's not playing. Let me tell you.
No, I don't think he does. Look, I don't have a good guess here. It's definitely Cooper Flagg. I'm going to try to relate it to the NBA draft some other way. But if it is NBA draft,
there's only one person to talk about.
It's Cooper Flagg, unless he wants to talk about the coverage.
He's going to talk about that crazy trade that the Pelicans made. What are they doing?
They
traded
Actually,
up 10 first-round picks to give up a future
what
unprotected pick. What are they doing?
I'm going to do this. This isn't going to hit, but it's a topic. I'm going to go to the Ace Bailey route of like the player empowerment stuff of like, I don't want to go to this team. And then the Jazz said, screw it. It's a Danny Ainge thing. He'll talk about Danny Ainge every once in a while. So yeah, I'm going to go with the Ace Bailey to Utah stuff.
I definitely had the advantage of going first today, but I like that pick from you. You not picking Cooper Flagg yesterday and letting me get that with the second pick was crazy though. Like truly crazy. I don't know what you thought he'd open with, like Rodgers.
Because he led with Cooper Flagg on Tuesday, back-to-back days.
He doesn't care.
You're right.
He's Colin Cowherd. He can do whatever he wants.
And honestly, too, we have to say this. Congratulations to Colin Cowherd because he was drafted in the NBA draft last night.
That is correct.
Yes,
Malika Andrews.
Malika Andrews, yes.
Shout out to the ESPN
Colin
coverage
Cowherd
crew.
Drafted into the NBA.
Malika Andrews, who typically I love.
Like she is the only reason why any of the ESPN coverage of games or draft is like still good.
It's like
she's a really good host.
It's funny because they have a former GM who's like nailed a ton of draft picks in Bob Myers.
Drafted Steph and Clay.
Literally built a dynasty, and they're like, Kendrick Perkins, what do you think about this?
Yeah. What do you think the Sixers should about this third pick, Kendrick? They can't mess this pick up.
They can't.
They got to get this right.
He's right. That is expert analysis.
You know, that's actually genius, yeah. Don't talk about like when you were drafted to the NBA or about who's on the Sixers or what players they could pick. No, I
have an idea. Rather than talking about the whole Jack Flaherty situation that we've been circling back on, I think I'm just going to leave it at this for the show. The Tigers have to win today. They have to win. They have to win to win the series.
No, that's good. Yeah.
That's the ESPN. If this was still ESPN 100.9, it would be the Tigers have to win today.
Yeah, now that we've switched, that we can actually have educated educated topics.
All right.
For sure.
Ben Bosscher Show live from the Dow Championship yesterday, today, and again, we'll be here tomorrow giving you score updates on this amazing event for not only us as a station, not only for these golfers, but for the Great Lakes Bay region in total. This is one of the best events we have all summer long. So if you haven't made your way out to the Midland Country Club, please do so. Come stop by, say hi. We hope to see you there. Here, I guess I should say. Again, Dow Championship in session.